Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So in this video we're going to be having a look at some of the latest games that have appeared on Antstream. Now you can play Antstream in so many different ways now. You can play it on the Xbox, the PlayStation, I'm pretty sure it's on the Switch as well, but I usually play, you can actually play on your phone as well, which I have done, but it's not probably the best way of doing it, but you can play online. If you've got a laptop, PC, you can actually play online as well. But sometimes you definitely need some decent Wi-Fi because obviously, hence the name Antstream, it does stream games over the internet. But basically the video is about looking at some of the latest stuff that's on here, and it's a little bit linked to what we see on Evercade. Now on Evercade you'll see tons of the same stuff that's on here, which means, is it possible that some of the sort of licensing that we are seeing on Antstream could eventually appear on Evercade? Now I'm not going to say that's definitely going to happen. Obviously we've seen a lot of Disney games added recently to Antstream. I actually caught the advertisement while watching a YouTube video, and it sort of gave me the inspiration to make this video, which thought maybe it would be possible one day to get Disney stuff on Evercade. You never know. So what I'm going to do is actually look through some of the stuff that's on Antstream, and obviously just let you know, you can see there's a lot of similarities with all the games that are on here compared to the Evercade. So obviously the licensing do cross over, but I'm pretty sure Antstream may have more money than Blaze to acquire some of these licenses, but I'm not entirely sure. That's just some feedback that I got from Blaze themselves when I raised this question. But there still is a lot of cross games that you see on both platforms, so definitely think that it's very possible. You never know, maybe next year we might see some sort of Disney Evercade cartridge appear. Now I'm not going to just look at Disney stuff, because there is other stuff on here that's quite interesting as well, that I think, yes, we could possibly see this on Evercade as well. So let's delve into it a little bit. You can see there's a lot of stuff here. There's even LucasArts games as well, which would be quite cool. They had a lot of point and click adventures, and I'm pretty sure that might be a similar license, and I'm not sure if Disney owns LucasArts. I'm assuming they probably do, and so that would be quite cool to see some of these games as well. But let's have a quick bash at Aladdin. This is actually the Mega Drive version, which I'm playing, and I played this quite a lot during the Christmas of whatever year it was. I can't remember what year it was, but 92, 93, 94, around about that time. And I played it a lot. I wasn't particularly great at it, but I really enjoyed it. I loved the music, the graphics were fantastic, and it was great fun. But yeah, it was very, very tough, but I absolutely loved playing it. And you can see it graphically, sound, it's brilliant, really good fun. And you can probably tell I'm not that great at it. But apparently, obviously there was different versions on the NES. If you look on here, I believe the NES version was actually quite different. Now, a lot of people said that the SNES version was probably better than the Mega Drive version. I'm not entirely sure. It's not the version I've played an awful lot of, but let's have a quick look at it anyway. Now, obviously, if you've played either of these versions, let me know. I'm not entirely sure what one was the best version. I only ever played the Mega Drive or Genesis version at the time, which I absolutely loved. It came around about the same time as games such as Earthworm Jim as well. Might even been the same team that was behind it, I'm not entirely sure. It does have similar sort of vibes. Oh yeah, this is totally different, isn't it? Interesting that the games were so different and they weren't really ports of each other. Oh yeah. I'm not saying this is better, but it's very, very different. You could arguably say that the Mega Drive version has the better graphics. I'm not trying to start console wars here, I'm just something that I'm looking at. Interesting. But they definitely play as very, very different games. Better? Worse? I have no idea. Interesting. Anyway, that's quite interesting how the different versions of the systems are entirely different. Now let's have a look at some of the other stuff that's appeared recently. So they've also got the Jungle Book games, they've got the Lion King games, they've got all the different versions. There's even a NES version of the Lion King. Never played that. Definitely didn't play the Jungle Book either. That looks kind of interesting. So we've got the Mega Drive version and the SNES version. I'm assuming they're probably different again, which is kind of fascinating. And they've even got the Game Boy versions of the games too. But something else, obviously, moving away a little bit from Disney, something I noticed that's been added recently as well, which it might be an indication that we might possibly see this next year. You never know. I know these appeared on Switch in a special edition or on PlayStation 5 or something it was, and they're brilliant stuff. But the fact that it now appeared on Antstream, could these be possible? On Evercade at some point. We've got Super Turrican, the Director's Cut, and also you've got Turrican 2. This is the Amiga version. Now, this would be fantastic. I would love to see a Turrican cart on Evercade. I would love to see the C64 versions, the Amiga versions, the Mega Drive version, the SNES versions. Now, that probably would be over a couple of collections, but could that be possible? I think this would be amazing. I absolutely love the games. They were really, really tough, but I think maybe getting them on Evercade and you have the access to those save states would make things a heck of a lot easier, I guess, but still not easy games, but brilliant, brilliant games. I absolutely love them. Obviously, you see a lot of cross references. You've got Double Dragon 2, the arcade versions. Some interesting new stuff here. No idea what this one is from 1999. This is a 32-bit. I'm assuming it looks very PlayStation-like. I'd never heard of it though. Bouncer 2, another game from the same, not a slightly different person. No idea what that is either. 32-bit games. A lot of interesting sort of games have been added that I have no clue what they are. But anyway, guys, let's have a look at some of the other stuff that's been added recently that, you know, you can see there's a lot of crossover. You can see, obviously, we've got Metal Dragon. I'm pretty sure they have the MSX version that's on here. Oh no, this is actually the Mega Drive version. But you see a lot of these games that you see here are on Evercade as well. There's tons and tons of crossover. Not seen this game yet. This looks like a kind of a Wreck-It Ralph style game. I can't remember what was the name of that character. That was the mini game. Can't remember, but that's basically that kind of thing. Fix It, Feel It. That's it. Came to me eventually. But you see, there's tons of stuff here that, you know, as crossover. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't made it to Evercade yet. Could we see it? There's lots of Amiga stuff in here that we maybe see in a Home Computer Heroes 2 collection that would be really, really nice. We'll sort of delve deeper in. Now, something else I wanted to highlight is there's some cave games appeared on here as well. This is a sort of puzzle bobble style thing from Cave. Could we see a Cave collection on Evercade? Now that we've got the tour plan stuff out the way, could that now pave the way to get a Cave collection? There's not an awful lot of games on here, but I think it certainly could be a possibility some point, maybe next year. Also, talking about LucasArts, there is also the Secret of Monkey Island games on here, another point-and-click adventure. Not sure that would work on the handhelds so much that well, but the fact that these games are on here, we've also got the Sam and Max games from LucasArts. Could we see a LucasArts cartridge? Would they be willing to do a deal and get some cartridges out there? Now, I don't think anything's impossible these days. I think it's definitely in the realms of possibility that some of the stuff you see here could well make it onto an Evercade cartridge at some point. This game looks interesting. This is Continental Circus. Could we see more Taito stuff? That would be fantastic. I'd love to see stuff like this that never actually made it onto the Super Pocket. You never know, it could actually happen. That would be really, really nice. You see tons and tons of stuff there that you'll probably recognise is already on Evercade. But there's plenty of stuff on here that you might never see, to be fair. There's interesting sort of PlayStation games like ODT that Pico have the license for, but we never got on a Pico collection. Not sure if the relationship is still there regarding Pico and Evercade at the moment. But anyway, you never know, it could happen. There's other MSX games here. This is from Kai Magazine Software, so there's potential we could see more stuff from Kai Magazine Software next year as well. They've got some nice RPGs. They've got MSX games as well. And in a previous video, you've seen some of the other stuff that they're doing too, which looks very, very interesting. They have tons of computer stuff on here, which I'm not really entirely aware of. I never played some of these games, but there's tons of stuff. And now, also something I probably should touch on, there is lots of Spectrum stuff on here. And I think that's something we could certainly see, maybe not next year, but maybe the year after. But I'm pretty sure it will actually happen, that we will get a Spectrum collection at some time. I'm not sure it'll be some of the things you see here, but maybe some of the stuff you've seen on the latest The Spectrum could appear, besides maybe another few different things, which would be fantastic. Now, delving a little bit deeper, obviously you can see there's a lot of similarities here. We've got 40 winks appearing in here, but sort of try and sort of go down a little bit deeper, looking at all the stuff that's on here for Taito. There's plenty of things on here that we never got on Evercade. Super Pockets, that is. There's plenty of things there that could certainly make up some sort of collection. Whether we get more Super Pockets or not, I don't really know, but there's still plenty of games out there that would be quite nice to see. Look at all the LucasArts games, there are tons of them. Again, there's Star Wars stuff on here as well. That could be a possibility. We could see a Star Wars collection, a Disney collection. Is this possible, or is this just something that's way out with Evercade's control or Blaze's control? I'm not sure. The fact that they've got some big, large companies such as Capcom, SNK, and they've had a lot of obviously dealings with Atari, Namco. They've had some really good deals, so you never know. It could well be possible. The fact that we're seeing some of these games appear on platforms, even Antstream, it's a little bit different, I guess, to Evercade, but I think there's definitely realms of possibility that we could see some of these games appear at some point. Now, also something I want to touch on was Irem. We've only ever had one Irem collection on Evercade, and you can see there's a ton of other games that we could get on another collection, and I think there's a few here that would definitely make interesting stuff, like R-Type 2, Image Fight, 2 that spring to mind, Lode Runner, Spelunker. That would make a really decent collection. We could maybe see Irem Arcade 2 with maybe 5 or 6 more games. That would be quite interesting. There's plenty to choose from there, as you can see. Now, just sort of highlighting just the Spectrum stuff. Now, I'm sure this will happen at some point. I think it's an inevitability that we will see a Spectrum collection. What that could be, I'm not entirely sure. It could be a mix of some of the stuff we already seen on the Spectrum itself, released last month, or it could be a mix of a whole new stuff that you might see on this platform here. There are tons and tons of them, which is really, really cool. Now, I'm not saying the Spectrum is the best thing to ever happen, because some of the stuff doesn't hold up that well. The emulation, obviously the emulation is fine, but I think the games themselves have dated badly. There are some great stuff out there. I've played some really cool things that have actually surprised me, but there are a lot of games that have aged badly. But that's the same for the C64 as well, and even some older sort of NES titles. But if we get the right games, there could be some really good collections out there. I'm sure we will see 2 or 3 collections, whether we like it or not, come to Evercade. Now, just looking at the stuff that has been added for Disney, there's not an awful lot of games, so I'm not sure there'll be much value in a collection. Maybe they'll mix it between Disney and Star Wars. I don't know. So maybe this won't happen. It's hard to say. I don't think there's necessarily enough games to make up a collection of sorts. You probably have to have multiple different variations of the same game, which would be fine, because as you've seen with the Aladdin version of SNES and Mega Drive, they are completely different games. So it's possible you could see a collection with all of these titles on it, because basically they are all very, very different to play. But would this happen? Could this happen? Who knows? Now, speaking of Cave, we could possibly see a collection. Now, there's only 5 games on here. I did do a video regarding Cave games at some point. I can't remember when, but there are some interesting games here that would be pretty cool. Let's have a quick look at this one, which I think is a shooter. I think I definitely played this one in the preview video. That could happen. You never know. Now, no doubt this looks very, very cool. You definitely need to get the emulation right for this. I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be the easiest. It certainly seems quite more advanced than some of the other stuff we've played from Turrican. Definitely pushing the boundaries what was possible at the time, I think. Another bullet hell style game, but wow, this looks really, really cool. Graphically, very, very impressive. And I have no idea what I'm doing. This is insane. Wow. Something that could be an issue there is that music. Would that be licensed as well? Who knows? But yeah, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. That's Espgaluda. Hopefully pronounced that right. Probably didn't. But yeah, could that happen as well next year? I don't think it's totally impossible. It would probably open up a whole new market for Evercade as well, because those games definitely look like they would appeal to a more Eastern market by the look of it, I would say. And something else I wanted to touch on is, could we see some more Amiga stuff? And in particular, what about Team 17? We could potentially see another Team 17 collection. We still haven't got that Alien Breed 3D. Now, I suspected it could have been down to the emulation that needed a little bit of extra work. Maybe that's why we didn't see it. It definitely was a trickier game to emulate than some of the other stuff we see here. But maybe look at just Team 17 stuff on its own, see what's actually on here. There's not really a lot of different games to what we've already got on Team 17 collection. We've got the Spears Legacy, which is a possibility, and obviously Alien Breed 3D, but and Body Blows Galactic. Interestingly, there isn't the Super Frog game. I think it was called Super Frog, so I'm sure there could be issues with licensing with that one. So is it going to happen? Are there enough games to make up that collection? It's really hard to say. It would be nice, but yeah, I still would be great to see Team 17 collection. Let's have a look at Gremlin. I think that's something, now that we've got home computers, it'd be nice to see. Oh yeah, so there's plenty of other Gremlin things here. Hogs of War, that was a PlayStation game, I believe. Loaded, we have covered that before. That could be something that you might see. There is a few more Premier Manager style games that those are obviously depending on what kind of licenses are happening. Plan 9 from Outer Space, Monty on the Run, Shadow Fighter, that was quite a ropey sort of beat 'em up. We've got Switchblade 2. We obviously had Switchblade. We've got Switchblade 2. That's the Amiga version. That would be nice to sort of get. Thing on a Spring, remember that. Trailblazer, Utopia. I think we've got that already. Video Kid, Wanted, Monty Mole, Zool 2. Could we see Zool 2? That would be really nice. Let's have a look at Zool 2. Now, I would obviously love to see some more Actua stuff from the Actua Soccer range, Actua Golf. Now, that would probably mean we would need a Giga Kart, which would be fine. I think Blaze have said that we will get a Giga Kart next year. Could it be a Gremlin collection too, including some more PlayStation stuff? And also, could we see this? Zool 2? I think this one definitely has possibility. Probably more possible to see Gremlin Collection 2 rather than Team 17 Collection 2. I've not played Zool 2 an awful lot, to be honest. I don't remember it ever getting a Mega Drive port. I think it was only Amiga, and I think Jaguar had a port as well. Yeah, probably not the best way of playing it, but anyway. Pretty bizarre game. It seems like it's more advanced for sure than the first game. Interesting. This would be really nice. Now, I'm assuming, yeah, that's the Amiga version. That looks really, really nice. Quite far advanced for an Amiga title. It almost felt like we were playing the Jaguar version there. But yeah, that's very nice. I think a Gremlin kart is definitely really highly possible, and we could see that next year. I'm not sure there's much else we can have a look at on this system. There are tons and tons of games. I think they've got well over 1,000 games on here. Oh, they've got Fighters History. They've got more. Oh yeah, that's something we should have a look at, is Data East. I'm surprised we waited so long for a Data East collection too. Maybe we'll get a third collection on Evercade at some point. We missed out Boogie Wings, which is a fantastic style sort of shoot 'em up kind of thing, which is really, really good. I'm surprised we never got that. There's other things here as well that we have not got yet. As this one I said, we've got Fighters History Dynamite. We did not get that. So I think there's definitely possible we could see Data East Arcade 3 at some point. There's plenty of other games that could make up another collection here that would be fantastic. You see here, there's Trio the Punch, there's Edward Randy, we've just seen them. Western Express. So a lot of these games that you see here, we already have on Evercade Collection. So even though you think I'm talking absolute mince that we might not see some of this stuff, I don't think it's completely impossible at all. A lot of the things you see here could well be possible on Evercade at some point. And we still haven't got this one. This is Night Slashers, which is a fantastically gory beat 'em up. I'm actually surprised we didn't get this at all. This is probably the more censored version with the green blood. There is a different version out there with sort of red blood. Oh, this one's got red blood on the character there, but a lot of the zombies had red blood, and some of the other versions out there. But yeah, this is a great fun beat 'em up to play. It would be nice to get this on a third collection perhaps. I'm pretty sure it will happen at some point. Oh yeah, and finally, we should probably touch on the big announcement that we got. We got SNK announcement that we're going to get Evercade products. Now, hopefully it's carts. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a few things. It could well be an alpha, could well be a super pocket, could well be a cart, who knows. I think ideally we'd love to see 2 or 3 carts rather than more hardware-y sorts. I really don't need any more bloody hardware, but anyway, if we get SNK, you could be looking at some of the stuff that could appear here. There are tons of SNK stuff. I think Metal Slug is a definite that we will certainly see, I'm sure, and most likely some of the fighting games as well, which obviously covers quite a lot of the stuff, but I'm pretty sure what we'll see on Evercade will be very similar to what you see on here. I'm pretty sure we'll see Art of Fighting as well, and Fatal Fury. Also there's Blues Journey, which I heard a lot of people talking about. Let's have a quick look at that. So I have played this at some point. I can't really remember when, but let's have a quick look at it. I'm not entirely sure what it was. A platformer. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I definitely played this fairly recently. It's weird. How did I get down there? I have no idea. Yeah, I think I played this in the actual preview video, obviously, but I obviously can't remember half the things I do sometimes, but this is cool. Will we see this on Evercade? Let's hope so. Okay guys, so that's our look at potential stuff you might see on Evercade in 2025. Just a little bit of a sneak peek. It's some of the things you never know we could see on Evercade throughout next year and maybe into 2026. There's a lot of possibilities here. I'm pretty sure some of this will happen for sure, no doubt about it. If you're curious to what could happen, have a look yourself. Go on to Antstream online and have a little look. It's a great platform. Sometimes you obviously need to make sure you have some decent Wi-Fi to play it, because if you don't have the decent Wi-Fi, the games will lag a little bit and you'll get a little bit of a tear up. But for the most part, it's been fine for me. As you can see in this video, I've not had any massive issues. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.